All right, so this is going to be the beginning of project 2, replacing this set of S-curve turnouts with a couple of number 5 turnouts. Last project 1 was number 4s, but that was because of trying to fit in what existed. Here I can get away with number 5s. So this is what it's looking like before I get started. And I'm going to start working on it. Here's my tools, a knife, a spray bottle with water, a screwdriver and a scraper. I'm going to start soaking some of this ballast down to loosen it up. And of course, another tool would be the vacuum cleaner. I'm not going to attempt to even try to reuse any of this ballast, so that's where we're at. Catch you later when I take another shot after I have it all torn up. So, after a little over an hour's worth of work, this is what I've torn out. And just so you know how I know that's what I need, I did already kind of dry fit some of the pieces in there, so I knew exactly how much I needed to tear out before I actually go back and start working on it and installing it. So let me put that back together, and I'll be back and show you what that looks like and what we'll have to do from there. Back here again, and looking pretty good. Works really well. I just ran a car back and forth across it a few times. Seemed to be working fine. Thought I was done, and I thought I was going to start gluing this down in position. But we got a problem. Same as in project 1. My points are extending into the road. Not quite as far this time, but nonetheless, they go into the road. I do not want to tear this road out. I wanted to repair it because it goes over to here, into the parking lot, all this section over here. I put a lot into that. I really liked it. So I'm going to dig through my box, see if I have any small pieces left so I can shove this down and get this to work. Just so you know, see this piece here that has some ballast on it. This is how I fit everything together. That's actually 1 9-inch piece that I cut down to 7 3/16 by cutting a little bit out of the middle and then just joining it back together to fit inside of here to make this work. I may solder the joints on the outside just for some, conductiveness, though it really should be fed from the sides coming from either side of it since they're not that far away. But I'm going to do that anyways, but obviously not now. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to shove this down because I don't want to redo all of this. I'd rather, while I have this done, probably just tear out these 2 sections of track, shove it down a little bit, and then cut those pieces of track that I'm going to take out of there, just cut them down to fit back in there and make this work. I'm back. And as you can hopefully see, the points are now out of the way of my road. I put a 1.5-inch piece here and a 1.5-inch piece here to push all of that to the left. That is after I took out this piece and this piece. I got those out. I softened those up with the water, let them soak for a little bit. Scraped up all of the ballast and everything and the glue and everything. I was holding that down and that down. And I was able to work those out of there and get those out of there. So like I said, I stuck a 1.5 inch piece here. I stuck a 1.5 inch piece here. Put that back in there. And I took this piece here and this piece here over to my workbench, and using a fine hacksaw blade and my miter box, I cut 1.5 inches off of both of those pieces and then attach them and then fit them in place. They do not have rail joiners on the cutoff ends where they're meeting the track. I am going to have to glue those in place and solder those joints as well to hold that together. Besides holding it together, also letting electricity flow through current so that the trains run well. But I think that's it. I ran one car over it, just that's it, and it seemed to be okay. Nothing out of the ordinary, seemed to be good. So my next step here now, before I come back, is I'm going to glue the track down in place with a hot glue gun, and then solder those joints there, because those two pieces are just butted together, and then solder here and here. Hey everybody, Mark here from Mark's Grand Valley Plus. I want to start just by apologizing for the abrupt end to that last video. Did not realize that my phone was running out of space and was not actually recording anymore what I thought I was recording. So I thought I'd give you a real quick recap of what's missing from video. Like I said, after I secured the track down, I gave it a test to see how it was going, and lo and behold, I ran into problems. So these number 4s and number 5s Bachmann turnouts have powered frogs in them, and so they're wired. And there is a loose connection wire underneath that comes with for you to decide whether you're going to power the frog or not. Now, I've heard and read a lot of things that saying with DCC you don't really need to power those frogs, so I didn't, but the wire is under there. Unbeknownst to me, when I was moving stuff around, I must have accidentally touched one of the wires to one of the leads, and it was causing a short in the track. And I had an awful time trying to figure out what it was. Didn't realize right off the bat that that's what it could be, until I ended up tearing the track out and rechecking it, and then I went and just secured it down with a piece of tape so that couldn't happen again, and then put it all back together, and everything worked fine. And the video of that is missing. Since then, I've gotten a new phone with 4 times the amount of space on it, so I don't run into those issues again. But I kind of wanted to let you know, but in the meantime, not only did I work on that part of the escape from the main line into the yard area on that passing siding, but I also since then have worked on the other side of it coming back out of there. And so I'm going to give you some video of that in just a moment, but in the meantime, not only did I finish that and get it all working, I've also finished ballasting and fixing those areas back up with ballast and more grass and scenery. Actually, I laid a lot more ballast in some of the areas in between the track, since it kind of was a yard area, and I thought that looked better than trying to have to, thinking of people maintaining small patches of grass in in a train yard. So that's what I went ahead and did. So I'll give you some shots of that so you can see what that looks like, and also get some trains running in there so you can see what I'm experiencing. Everything runs so much better with these turnouts in there. So, let that be a lesson learned for anybody who's watching this. If you're getting into this, really think about, the turnouts that you're going to use, switches that you may put into your layout if you're going to do that. It really makes a big difference. Not only do they run smoother, I can run the trains faster through them than I could before. Before, I would really almost have the trains run to a crawl to get them to go through there without derailing. And now I can just let them run. I mean, I don't run my trains real fast anyways, but I can keep them at the same speed and have them go in and out. I tested this, and I had this running for hours while I was waiting to get a new phone, and everything runs really well. So I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it was a mess. It turned out to be somewhat of a pain, but it was well worth it. So, like I said, we'll show some video of the finished product, and I'll get some trains running on there so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so here we are with the turnout that leads into the passing siding. As you can see, the road's refinished, recast, repainted. Everything's looking good. What I was talking about, in between these three sets of tracks here, I used to have, grassy area before, and I decided to just go with more of my ballast. I had quite a bit left over, last bottle, but still I had a bit left over. Instead of having it looking so flat, I threw some rock castings in here, give it a little bit more detail, a little bit more life. But yeah, it's all completed. It's really nice and smooth looking. Said works great. So trained, and everything is actually, these are all now powered. All of them the new ones that I put in here, they're all powered, which is nice. I was working the manual before. So anyways, coming off this is the main line coming around there. You come off in here and you go into the siding here, which takes you into this passing siding. Comes around over here, and this is what I was talking about, coming over here, and you can see now coming out of the passing siding and curving up into another number 5 turnout there. Again, these worked out and fit in pretty good. This one actually took the least work of all. Not only I tore it out and had the new stuff put back in here. Basically, I tore the old switch out, which was here, this piece of track here, this along this here, until this slight turn here, and up to here is all I really had to turn out. It didn't take me but maybe 45 minutes to tear out all the old track and put the new track in here, and another 45 minutes, and it all fit great. I didn't have to do any cutting or anything. I have a spare box of small pieces that I have still laying around, and I was able to use the short pieces and the regular pieces, and it just all fit right in there without having to do any special cutting like I had to do with the other 2 sections. So I'm real happy with that. That did take long. So this actually took very little time to get this back up and running. So that was nice. And then we'll move over here now to Project 1 and show you it too. That, I have that all reballasted. I fixed the grassy areas, planted more bushes in here, did another rock casting there. Coming over, passed by the church, finished this all in, put some more bushes in along there, and up over in here. Like I said, I took the old road out, and I sort of just put in a brick, little sort of right of way to get to the back of the building back there. I'm going to do a little bit more with that back of the building, probably put like a concrete area or something, or put that building onto a concrete pad, I think, make it look a little bit more realistic. But yeah, that's it. And like I said, everything looks pretty good, looks real. As you can hardly tell it, I really tore all this all out and redid it all, so I'm happy about that. And let me get some trains running and show you what I mean about how it's working so smoothly. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the trains running, and now I've just got the two, so we're going through. First time around, we're going to go straight through. Just to see how nice and smoothly everything goes. And said I'm real happy with that. So we're going to let that go. It's going to go through. Now we're going to let 1481 go through there. It's looking good. Once she gets through there, here's the switch boxes for that area. We'll throw these switches. Comes out of there smooth. Goes back in there really smooth. Said, do not touch the speed of this at all. Sort of just let it went as it was. I do think I have some dirty track inside of my tunnel. I'm going to have to get in there and clean. So here comes 1481 now. It's going to do the same thing. I have run other locomotives and rolling stock through here with no problem as well. So I'm not going to actually get it all going out here right now. I think what we'll do now here is I'm going to throw this switch back to straight, that switch back to straight. This time I'm going to let 1478 come in over here. Run straight through, come around here, stand the main line coming through here. And now I'm going to throw the switch for back here. And here. And have it go on the passing siding. Again, as you can see, it's pretty smooth. Everything runs through there well, nice and smooth. I really am happy with how all of this is gone. All right. All right, so that's pretty much it. Get a good idea of how this is all working for me. You can see how much smoother it is than before. And like I said, I've run the trains a little faster through these again with no problem. So this is my usual normal operating speed, or a little bit faster. So I'm good. I'm good with it. So that's it for these projects. The last project, next video is going to be on the last project, where I did a turnout coming out of the mountain and onto my shelf yard that I made. And I'll have that shortly, because that's pretty much done, and it didn't really take too much work to get that going. So until then, happy model railroading.